Well, it is time for glory. The stage is set, the battle lines are drawn, and the cricketing world is on the edge of its seat. The ICC Champions Trophy final. It is here, and it's a clash of the titans. India versus New Zealand. The iconic white jackets, they are up for grabs. And the greatest of this generation, they are ready to put it all on the line. The unstoppable Indian batting machine, led by the hitman Rohit Sharma, it is all set to take on the immovable Kiwi bowling attack, a team that is spearheaded by the elegant Kane Williamson and the fiery Matt Henry. Will the Black Caps be able to stop the Indian juggernaut? Can India overcome the Kiwi challenge and add a third Champions Trophy title to their cabinet? The Dubai International Stadium is ready to witness a showdown for the ages. Well, it is indeed cricket at its fiercest. I am currently joined by the legend himself, Mr. Madan Lal, the man who got us the first World Cup. Sir, welcome to NDTV. It's an absolute honor that you're here in our studios. I also have the fabulous Rakesh Rao, the man who knows everything about every sport. I take personal lessons from Mr. Rakesh Rao for all the sports. I also have Ramji Srinivasan, the former conditioning coach of Team India. Gentlemen, welcome to this discussion. Before I ask any sort of questions to you, there has been a lot of noise around whether this is Rohit Sharma's last match, is he going to retire, etc. Madhiba, I want to start with you. There is this entire conversation around Rohit Sharma at this moment, whether he's going to retire after this final or not. What is your take on that? And why is there this conversation around Rohit Sharma at this moment? Because all we want to focus on is the final.
See, Rohit Sharma is not thinking about retiring. He's thinking about how I'm going to win the game. And another thing which I'm going to tell you that Rohit Sharma is a leader.
Yeah.
You know, I have watched all the games, and you know the space he has given to the players to perform, and the dressing room hall, you know, atmosphere, and to go and excel yourself. You know, that is what leadership quality is. And he himself taking a chance to giving a good start, you know, taking a chance all the time. So he can give a good start to the team, so the other batsmen can follow him. So he's the leader, you know. He's the best captain I've seen. And his five-bowler theory.
That's a huge statement, though.
His five-spinner theory is Akshar Patel sending number 5. That's another good thing. And how he used the spinners and the pacer.
Yeah.
And Hardik Pandey. The Hardik Pandey, I call him the killer.
You have in fact called him.
So he's a leader. He's not thinking about retiring. He's thinking to lift up the trophy.
Is he going to lift the trophy?
Why not? I'm with him because I feel that this particular Indian team has shown, the way to reach the toughest match. Obviously, they are up against the toughest game, the most performing team in the tournament apart from India. And that is one team that hasn't questioned the format. New Zealand guys, they haven't questioned anything. Everybody else have voiced their opinion in some form or the other, directly or indirectly. Give credit to this New Zealand team. They have followed the same path as Pakistan was expected to. They were both in the same group. Look at where Pakistan is, look where New Zealand has reached, and up against them is India. So I feel that Rohit Sharma knows that he has a job to finish. It's still not over because he knows exactly how it feels and how miserable it feels to win all your league matches, win the semi-finals, reach the final and not win the final.
Absolutely.
So he knows it. So November 19, 2023 is still fresh. So I really expect the Indian team to get their act together one last time in the tournament and lift the trophy as you wanted Rohit to do.
Absolutely. In fact, let's also get Ramji Srinivasan into the conversation. Ramji, you know, about this approach that Rohit Sharma has taken post-2022 World Cup, where he decided that, look, we are not going to be a team that plays to stay in the match. We are going to be a team that plays to win the match. This entire approach, the mentality behind it, how do you assess that? And what exactly do you think goes on in the mind of the captain to follow this approach?
I think it's fabulous. Thank you, Maripa and Rao being there, two stalwarts there. What do I have to say to this? With little bit knowledge, whatever I know about, whatever I've seen over the period of time, I think it's a killer instinct, which is we always wanted our team to be like Australians when they were in 80s and 90s, and now we are displaying that character. I think it's not just an empty rhetoric, false bravado behavior which is happening. It is because of sheer talent what we have in our country and what these guys display over a period of time and time again in all formats of the game. I think that gives the team a solid confidence in what their approach to any situation. I think like Australian team in 90s or West Indies team in 70s, Maripa would agree with me. Somebody else will chop in and play the game and win the match for us. I think we have a lot of winners in our team, which gives an extra edge. Very similar to 2011 and 2013 when we won the last Champions Trophy in England. We beat everybody, and it was the dressing room was very, very, very conducive and amazing and totally relaxed. It is not about winning, it's about relaxing and enjoying the game, enjoying the moment at that point of time. I think that is there in this team now. I think we should win.
I want to talk about Rohit Sharma, the captain. As a captain, I sometimes feel that he doesn't really get the kind of credit that he deserves. Reaching 4 ICC Trophy finals, it's not a small deal at all. And yet, I personally feel that he doesn't really get that credit.
No, in cricket, I think we give him a lot of credit. Because I look at him, the way he bats, the way he handles the team, and the way he given a chance to the players, how he built up the team. That's what it is all about, And to make a team is very difficult. Once you make a team, it can serve you for a 4 to 5 years, 6 years, 7 years.
And to sustain that.
Also, and other thing which I like, I've seen number of time the atmosphere of the dressing room, and whenever he gives interview to the media, and you can laugh it out.
Even if
he crack one or two jokes.
Even if there is something serious going on within the dressing room, he doesn't really let it come out. He makes sure that the atmosphere of the dressing room, it remains cordial. He makes sure that people don't really get to know what goes on behind the scenes, and that is also very important, isn't it?
That's his job.
Yeah.
I mean, he ensures that whatever happens in the dressing room stays in the dressing room. And any journalist trying to, get something out of him, sorry, this is a wall like Rohit. Rohit is not going to let you know even one extra line than he wants you to know. That is it. You can't really get something out of him by being smart. And he's been around for so long. It's his 20th season, So because I saw him before he made it in the 2004-2005 season when he was playing domestic. So I've seen him for nearly 2 decades now. And this man has grown from just being a talented all-round cricketer. He has really grown as a thinking cricketer, as a skipper, as a leader. And of course, the kind of role which he has. Very few skippers in the world of cricket have it. Like they go up front, face the challenge, put the runs on the board, be it a 20, 30, 50, 100, whatever. But then that is his role. And that is what I've maintained, that you are number 3 or number 4, depending on which team you are. So that team revolves around that number 3 or number 4, be it Virat Kohli in India, you can have a Root in England, you can have Steve Smith, of course, now he's no longer there for Australia, and so on and so forth. So
and then you have Kane Williamson.
Kane Williamson, of course, is the danger man there, because he can bat and score runs even before you know it. He's not the one who is flashy, flamboyant, but he's very effective. So Rohit is up against the challenge. He knows his job. He is a good captain, no question about it. He doesn't have to prove anything to anyone.
Absolutely. Speaking about Virat Kohli, because Rakesh sir mentioned about Virat Kohli, I really want to understand the way he has performed in this particular tournament, Madipa, what is that one difference that you have seen in Virat Kohli? Because when I was looking at that innings against Pakistan, he was very cautious and yet very confident about making those strokes. What exactly has he worked on that is working for him in this particular tournament?
See, I'll start with Virat Kohli. His performance been very consistent. One or two matches here and there is all right. It's part of the game. Every match you're not going to get runs. But what makes him a different player? He look at the scoreboard. He look at the situation, how he reads the game, what the team requires. I remember one of the match, where the 3-4 fellow players got out, but he batted throughout the innings, and he put the score on the board where he can think about that we're going to win the game. That's what Virat Kohli is. All the time he's reading the game, and in the way he plays the game, that's the way it should be played in a 50 over. 1, 2, singles, doubles, triples. He just runs, And you look at the Virat Kohli innings, 7 4s or 1 6 or 2 6. It's not all about hitting sixes or hitting fours, It's about running between the beat. The scoreboard has to keep on ticking. Then you don't get pressure. That is what Virat Kohli is. If you look at the innings with Suresh Iyer, see how many singles they have taken, how many twos they have taken. That's where the scoreboard is ticking, and the team doesn't get into pressure. The total is moving. That's what. If the total is stopped, then if the pressure gets onto you, that's what it is.
And speaking about fitness, Virat Kohli probably is the fittest cricketer in this particular team, and especially at this age. And why I say age, because a lot of people would consider 35 plus or 36, 37 to be, for a cricketer to be past his prime. That is not really the case with Virat Kohli. There is also, Ramji, there is also a lot of conversation around Rohit Sharma's fitness, but that's an entirely different topic altogether. But I want to understand from you, what exactly does Virat Kohli bring to the table, especially as an example for the other players in this particular team?
You bet. He's like a buffet.
He's like a buffet.
The table. So, as far as Virat is concerned, it's a no-brainer for anybody to see his level of fitness, his commitment to it. It all started way back in 2012. That shift started before the Champions Trophy. After he came from IPL, everybody was obese and fat and unfit. Then the shift came in. That is when Virat started to change. In 2012, then he never looked back after that. And his sacrifice for the food and fitness, since it is, it cannot be, put in a couple of sentences. Trust me on this, because I've seen that kid grow to an amazing athlete over the period of time. And he walks the talk. It's not just a rhetoric for the social media. He's working on 6-pack or 8-pack or 1 keg. Doesn't matter. For him, fitness is directly proportional to his performance. And the commitment what he has made to the team and brought into the team, it's unparalleled. Definitely unparalleled.
Absolutely.
And there is a lot to talk about it, but I'll cut it short and sweet. He lives by an example.
He does lead by an example.
Another thing which I like about him, taking the responsibility, winning the game. That is very, very important, In sports, like you have 7-8 players, batsmen, batting. But, every day you're not going to click. All the players are not going to click. 1 or 2 is clicks, they take responsibility. Virat Kohli is the one person who takes responsibility, who say, okay, right, I'll do it. And that's what, you enjoy the game, He touched the bar.
One instance I would like to add on to Virat's thing before he came into the Indian side was 2009 emerging trophy in Australia. The boy who single-handedly won the trophy for us. Trust me, that is when the legendary status of Virat started to grow as a cricketer. Absolutely mind-blowing. Still, it's so fresh in my mind. Now, a lot of people are telling this man is going to be a world beater at that point of time. Now we can say that with confidence.
Absolutely. In fact, we are also joined by Atul Vasan on the show. Atul Vasan, are you expecting fireworks tomorrow? Because why I say this, because this is when you look at the direct contest between the two teams, and especially in the Champions Trophy and the ODI World Cup, it is almost neck and neck.
What do you define as fireworks? I just mean that it's a good cricket.
By fireworks, Atul Vasan, by fireworks, I mean India should win at all costs.
Exactly. So that's not fireworks. I mean, somebody, you get them out for 240 and you win the match, or you score 240 and don't let them make 240s also. The firework is in winning the Champions Trophy. And I think that's going to happen tomorrow for sure. Having said that, New Zealand has surpassed all expectations. They are wonderful role models for cricket all over the world. And I think it is deserving of the two teams. They have played the best of the cricket in this Champions Trophy. And look at that. I mean, there are only 5 million people. And I've said many times, these many people live around my house in Delhi. And then you get these people who are every time they're there in WTC finals, they are in the ICC semi-finals, and they beat us in India in test matches. I mean, that I still can't get over that, And I wish that the kind of batting Virat Kohli did in the last game, getting 100 against Pakistan, if he would have batted the same way, we would have won the test matches also. Yeah. So they played the test matches at T10 game, and they played the one-day matches at test matches. This is what it is. And Virat Kohli's got that capacity. I think, these are the times when one-day cricket has to be taken with the mindset and temperament of a test cricket. And that is why our team is good, because that is, you were asking why Virat Kohli. This is exactly why Virat Kohli, because if Virat Kohli wouldn't have strung along, then you wouldn't have created this Shreyas Iyer who's Shreyas Iyer now. Because you have to pass on the baton, you have to create like a legacy, you have to create an apprentice. This system must be that you pass on the baton, you teach the person on the job, and then you leave, he's ready. So this is how passing the baton, and that is what not is happening in Pakistan. There are no more role models, and that's why they're struggling. So I think, and Kane Williamson is another example from the other side. I mean, look at that. What innings Rachin played, and then Kane Williamson. He's almost embarrassed when he lifts his bat after 100. So direct contrast to Virat Kohli, but look at his record. I think so. That is what cricket is all about, and I love seeing these two players. Yin and Yang. Of cricket at the same, and their body of work is such that we have to enjoy them.
Absolutely, Rakesh, what makes the New Zealand team so special?
One is that they're so focused. Their humility. They're a no-nonsense team, no frills, no gleam or glitz around them, but they're so much on purpose. They know their job. They know their and it's a very responsible team. I think one, the way they conduct themselves on and off the field. And they don't have the kind of resources that India has. They don't have a structure that India has. But just look at them. They have a handful of cricketers. They don't go around, saying that, oh, there is a lot of talent in our country. Whatever they have, they all perform. They all, give their more than 100%. In the sense that whatever role is assigned to them, you see them coming and performing them. You don't hear New Zealand media or the New Zealanders themselves, I mean, those in the playing 11 or in the squad, being involved in anything that is, which makes news for all the wrong reasons. That means that their focus is entirely on performance, and they've been very consistent. For a lot of times we saw, for a number of years, New Zealand would make it to the semi-finals, make it to the knockout, and no further. It's only in the recent times that we see that they are now encashing, they're creating opportunities which they used to do earlier also. But now they are going beyond that. They're going into the final. They are now in contention, and they're beating the teams at a fairly good consistency. Now, that is what I feel that, at one point in time, the team that perhaps lacked that 10-15% of self-belief when the occasion really, got to them, now they are getting into that situation. They are looking at challenges in the eye. They are, that is what they're doing, and they're making things happen. They're no longer waiting for things to happen.
Yeah, I want to speak about the individual talents here. Madipa, Rachin Ravindra, this boy is magic. He scored his 5th ODI century, and all these centuries have come in the ICC tournament. He's also the youngest to score 5 centuries. It's amazing to see this young boy and his rise in cricket.
I think he's a find of New Zealand. They given him a chance, and the smaller the pool, the more you get chances. But he's grown very well. The other thing which I like about him, he plays the shots, the classic shots. He has most of the shots. He has whenever he bats, So that's what it is, and the advantage is that he's a left-arm spinner also at the same time, and he's batting on the top order, and the first time I saw him, I said this boy is going to be something, So that's what he's doing. He's performing very well, and he's part of the team. Once you are part of the team, you get a lot of confidence, and you start performing better and better. That's what he is. But definitely, he's a one fellow. We're going to see him long time.
Absolutely. I also want to talk about the New Zealand fielding, and how can we not talk about New Zealand and fielding. Atul Vasan, Glenn Phillips, he can fly.
He can actually do everything. I mean, he can, I think, fly a plane and do heart surgery as well. He can bowl, he can keep wickets, he can bat. And where do they get these players from? And I think, that is a worry for me. The only worry tomorrow is Glenn Phillips throwing, actually. And you were talking about Achin Ravindran. I think, just when he's over to India, get him an OCI card and claim him as our own. I think that is the best thing for us. But Glenn Phillips, and this is the beauty of their culture, because they've got people who are not glamorous, they are not big stars.
Yeah.
They'll just do their job and they'll just enjoy it. And probably in the off season, they'll go and drive a truck or something, which they used to do. Because even if they win the trophy, there'll be 4 people at the airport, and then they'll go home. Their wife will be at work, and the life goes on for them. So this is the difference between the cultures, and I think so that is probably makes it easier for them also just to go there, enjoy it, express themselves, and not worry too much about the commercials. And they're not in the culture, and their society is not very commercial. In their culture, everybody has got dignity of work. In India, the problem is that anybody who's got more money, who's more famous, who's got more matches than you, is better than you. This is not the culture in New Zealand.
All right. One final word from Ramji there. So, how important, there is a passionate Atul Vasan there. You can respond to him if you want. But I also want to ask about the fielding, and just elaborate on that. They managed to save almost 30 to 40 runs in a match. How crucial is that when you look at the Dubai pitch, and that a 250 or a 260 score can be really, really competitive there?
Who's this for?
That's for Ramji.
Oh, it's me. Oh, okay. There was a slight break. Of course, New Zealand, we all know it's a phenomenally fit team. From those days, you can see these guys in a supreme level of fitness. And why those things come into play during especially crucial hours, especially saving runs, that saving 20, 30 runs can be a match winner. So they're right on the money as far as fielding and fitness goes, because these guys train with very, very professional teams there, with the rugby team or athletes, and they're supremely fit, and they take fitness very, very seriously. And trust me, these guys are like stealth bombers. You'll never know when they are coming, when they are decimating and going. Like
all
ninjas.
right.
No,
all
always
right.
under the radar. You don't know how to do.
All right. The world is watching, and the anticipation, it is palpable. Gentlemen, thank you very much for being a part of this discussion. We all hope that India manages to lift the 3rd Champions Trophy tomorrow.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.